On to another global headline. We are tracking this evening. US President Donald Trump is set to meet his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping tomorrow on the sidelines of Asia Pacific Economic Forum. Now, this meeting follows a period of trade tensions between the US and China that have threatened to escalate. CGTN's Yang Zhengxi gets us the latest from Gyeongju, South Korea.
Chinese President Xi Jinping is scheduled to hold a bilateral meeting with US President Donald Trump on Thursday in Busan, shortly after Xi's arrival in the Republic of Korea for the APEC leaders meeting. The two leaders are expected to discuss bilateral relations and other issues of mutual interest. Now, China's foreign ministry said on Wednesday that head of state diplomacy plays an irreplaceable role in guiding China-US relations at the strategic level. The ministry said the two leaders will take part in in-depth communication on long-term and strategic issues concerning bilateral ties, as well as on major international and regional topics of shared concern. China says it's ready to work with the U.S. to make this meeting a success, one that provides updated guidance and fresh momentum for the stable development of China-U.S. relations. Now, ahead of the meeting, high-level negotiations have been ongoing between the two sides. China's top trade negotiator Li Chenggang said the U.S. position has been tough, while China has remained firm in defending its own interests and rights. Both sides have discussed a wide range of topics, including TikTok, tariff, soybeans, and fentanyl. The Foreign Ministry spokesperson on Wednesday reaffirmed China's position, saying that China is one of the world's most determined and stringent countries in drug control, with the strictest regulations and the most comprehensive list of controlled substances. Yang Zhengxi, CGTN, Gyeongju, Republic of Korea.
Well, let's get back Peter Cardello, Chief Market Economist, Spartan Capital Securities, to discuss the Trump-Xi meeting, a meeting between two superpowers. My first question to you on this aspect. When Trump started imposing high tariffs on countries across the world, unlike most that tried to negotiate, China fought back with its own retaliatory measures. I remember covering it also in great detail. Now that the two superpowers are meeting face-to-face after 6 long years, how likely is a tariff pause or reduction emerging from the Trump-Xi talks, according to you?
Oh, I think it'll be successful. I'm not sure whether or not we'll get a full trade deal signed, sealed, and delivered by tomorrow. But I think the framework will probably be announced, and some very important points will be agreed upon. So I think we're getting close to it. I think it will happen. It's just a matter of time. Again, I'm not sure if we get a deal signed in its fullness tomorrow, but we're certainly going to have some good news out of this meeting. And President Trump this morning announced that he virtually announced that he has a virtual agreement with South Korea. So I think that's probably what we're looking at. And I think that, again, it's just a matter of time before these trade agreements are signed. And that doesn't only apply to Asia, but I think across the globe. I think, eventually India, eventually Canada, Mexico, etc. There are still a lot of nations that have to iron out a deal. And I think it will happen. It's to the best interest, not only of the United States, but to the other nations of the world that trade deals are put in place. Or everyone risks, including the United States, of having a sour economy. Nobody wants that.
Mr. Cardello, in fact, I wanted to ask you a lot of questions, but because we are running out of time, I want to make use of your market expertise. For investors navigating this uncertainty, what portfolio adjustments, such as hedging tariffs or buying dips in affected sectors, would you recommend post this meeting?
Well, I don't recommend sectors because I can't talk about that. But I can tell you that I'm still quite optimistic. I'm a bit cautious. You know, we're at high levels here in the stock market, and one needs to be cautious. But um, so far, so good with the earnings season, and that's key. This evening, we will be getting key tech companies that will be reporting, and if they are like other companies that have reported, and of course, again, the important factor is their forecast, their guidance, and so far that's been good. So I think if we don't get any negative surprises out of the big tech companies, then I think the market will continue to rally. Does that mean it's going to continue to rally forever? No, of course not. At one point, we are going to encounter a substantial correction. When is that going to happen? I don't know. But in the intermediate term, if everything goes well, you know, with earnings and with trade announcements, then I think, and of course, with the Federal Reserve continuing to loosen monetary policy, I think the market continues to move higher. But one should expect some sort of a correction somewhere down the line.
Right, Mr. Cartlow, if I had to gauge whatever you've told me about Trump and Xi meeting, while you're optimistic about this meeting and you're hoping that something fruitful comes out of it for both the economies and therefore the ripple effects on the world as well, you're also cautious or in fact suggesting to have a cautious note on investing in the current scenario. Thank you so much for giving us your time on such crucial topics for our viewers to sit at home
I
and
just want to
digest.
clarify.
Yeah.
I just want to clarify my cautious attitude is only because we are at very high valuations, and the market has had a terrific run up. Nothing runs up forever. That's what makes me a
Cautious.
bit cautious.
Understood. Thank you so much. Your clarification has been duly noted. Thank you so much for giving us your time.